So, hello everyone, welcome to Global Power BI session. Thank you for joining and thank you for your patience because we were having some technical difficulties, but we are live now. So we have Usama right now with us, who is going to help us and explain Power BI embedded and all the features related around it. So if you want to join us, you can go in our website globalpowerbi.com and see what we are doing. There are people who are going to help you for anything related to Power BI. Right now also we have Erich Jan on the call. So if you have any questions, comments, you can still post in any social media or even in free conference. We are here to help. So Osama, over to you and you can start presenting now.
Okay. Just checking this thing.
Take your time, no problem.
I'm just checking. Okay, that seems like it's working. Okay. Report ID is this. I think the internet connection is not so good today, so we are trying to just deploy on Azure that we can get something from Azure as well.
That's amazing. And Osama, what I will do, I will start collecting sessions, and at the end or whenever you are ready, I will start throwing those questions to you.
Wonderful. Okay, guys. Yeah. We are good to go here, so I'm going to start. Hello, everyone, and first of all, thanks for Vishal for doing such a great effort, and I'm really glad to be a part of such a noble community who's doing work around the globe. With their just sharing the knowledge, they are doing lots of free stuff online, and the effort that made by the global community for Power BI, it's phenomenal. From Dubai, it's a big thanks, and we hope we're going to host more events from a same membership or same kind of console platform that Global Power BI provide us. And myself, Usama Wahab Khan, I'm Microsoft Most Valuable Professional and Microsoft Community Contribute Award winner, Community Recognition Award winner. I'm working as a senior architect in Middle East from last 6-7 years, and currently I'm working in a company called Evolution Technologies as Chief Technology Officer. We build softwares and investment solutions, and we are using Power BI very advancedly and very integratedly in our systems, and our customers really love this product. And today I'm going to talk more about that Power BI embedded. Before I go into jump into the Power BI embedded, I'm going to share a couple of basic information, facts and information about the Power BI. What is Power BI and how it actually works? Power BI, it's a cloud-based system or cloud-based services, analytics service that allow you to create dashboards and charts, reports, and it allow you to just share those charts, those dashboards, and those reports across devices. Any data, anywhere, or any place. So it means your data can be on SQL Server, on-prem or on cloud. Your data can be on SharePoint and Office 365, SAP or Salesforce. It can be anywhere. You can merge those data, you can combine those data, and you can play along data until unless there's Power BI service and connectors are supported. Almost 30+ connectors are available today, and those connectors are covering almost all major enterprise vendors, enterprise service vendor that include MailChimp, Google Analytics, Facebook, Twitter, and also we have lots of stuff from enterprise development call from SAP, from Salesforce, from Microsoft Dynamics, from SharePoint, SQL Server, Azure Analytics Services, SQL Analytics Services, Azure Analytics Services. So there are a bunch of connectors. You name it, it's there. And it's driven by the community. So day by day, ISVs and other enterprise companies, they're providing their services on Power BI. It's live 360 view of your business. It's a very fast way to bring your organization data on mobile phone as well and create a phenomenal experience in a BI world. Previously, lots of BI tools comes in our market, such as Google Dashboards, Google Designer, and so many other BI tools come up. But there are very few self-service BI tools are available in the market, and Power BI is one of the best ones. Why my slides not moving? Okay. What are the key benefits that we are getting from Power BI? It's a pre-built dashboard, so it's such a popular solution. So it's come up with the dashboards. You can really just pin your charts and charts there, and it's end user can create this thing. So you can create a solution pack, you can create a content pack that which have a complete kind of report, so your end user can really take the benefits of it. And the user whom do not have such IT knowledge, users do not have a really depth information about the business intelligence, they can also create a charts, because in our industry, especially when it comes to the business intelligence, most of business analysts have a major knowledge about the domain. So user know what the better for them. User know what they want to see. And usually how the chart and dashboard comes, that the business intelligence developer create charts for them, what they understand from a user. So many times due to the high cost of development and long process, user didn't get the things what they want, and they didn't get the leverage of their data that they want to see. So you can see in organization, people are much more easy and much more familiar with the Excel charts. And I see, so I'm working with the financial industry, so I see so many people who have a great grasp on Excel, and they create a phenomenal charts, and they get a wonderful BI with all the important KPIs with them. But when you ask them to create something in a SAP business object or something somewhere else, they say they're very difficult. They cannot do there. But when you show them a Power BI, they say, yes, we can do. It's look like Excel. It's like an Excel. Yes, I can do. I can do from Excel. So it's really creating a new opportunity for the end users and for you as well to create a newer experience beyond the experience what you created previously. It have a large number of live data sources. You can also stream real-time data from your IoT devices or some other sources. So you can live stream your dashboard. So it's really phenomenal. So you can just understand that your live data streaming there, and you can using on a mobile phone, on a tablet at the same time, and you can integrate this on your app as well. So tomorrow, if you build some kind of app, we are going to showcase something like an Olympics statistics, or some kind of statistics that's some conference statistics, and you want to stream a live data. You want to stream that what's going on today, how Twitter is going to behave today. So you can live stream those things by using live dashboards. Secure solution. The best thing is this: Power BI push your data from desktop to Power BI push your data to that on-premises data centers or on-premises data sources to cloud data sources. So Power BI always stay in a cloud. Power BI service is always in a cloud, but your data can be reside on-premises or on a cloud service as well. So if you have a data in your server, so you don't need to buy a static IP, you don't need to buy expensive VPNs, you don't need to create a site-to-site infrastructure. You don't need to do. You just need to install things that call Outlook gateway, and the things they call the Power BI gateway. Now the unified gateway that works Power App and Power BI along. You install that gateway, configure with your subscription, and you're good to go. You can create a report, publish it, and it automatically works. It does not require a super IT skills or very expensive configuration or consultancy from the advanced IT pros to just do it. So it's really cost effective as well. Integrated with the familiar Microsoft products and availability in Azure, fast deployment, hybrid configuration. So they are all good stuff that you can get from Power BI. So it is, if we just see little Power BI on the apps, what are the key components of Power BI? We know that it's a SaaS service. We know that it works with the on-prem data set. We also know that it's a custom content packs are there. So I'm going to explain you the custom content packs or content packs are predefined, pre-created report sets or kind of report bundles with the data and all the configurations there. So you can create a custom organizational content packs, or you can use a pre-built content packs. So once you start it, so it will come up with the all basic connections and some pre-built reports. Power BI also give you accessibility to reach your dashboards, to search in your dashboards, to search in your data, to take the insights of your data in a very, very easier manner. Natural language query is available in Power BI, so you can ask questions about your data. You can see that Power BI will create a new chart for you that you never created by yourself, but it will create on runtime. You can ask questions from Power BI. And whenever I show my demos to enterprise. I know it's not that much useful feature, but it's just a tips. Whenever you show this particular feature in your demo, your client get really impressed. It's for them, okay, they are doing something really on a cutting edge. So it's really amazing things because it interacts with the Cortana as well. So you can just, whenever you're doing a demo of your PowerBI Pro, do not forget to showcase this particular feature. It's really help out. Might be it's not do not have currently that functional needs in our industry, but it's very good to very good sales point from when you create an image of your product.
Totally agree on that point.
So we have a live dashboards, as I earlier explained, that sometimes we run some conference or some kind of marketing campaign, sales campaign, and we want to see how Twitter is behaving, how Twitter is reacting, how much people tweet about our hashtag, how much people talking about. These kind of stuff is very important and very critical for us to just frame it. And previously, the solutions are very expensive and not that much flexible, and did not give us a flexibility to see the data that way we want. It's previously that you go to Google Analytics or other tools, they have a pre-built charts. So you can just add the charts on your dashboards, but you do not have freedom to create a chart the way you want. But here in Power BI, you can create a dashboard the way you want, the way you want to see the data, which visualization you want to select it, which dimension you want to see, which kind of depth you want to see inside the charts, and what kind of KPI that matters most. So all of those things are there. Virtualization is daily, day by day improving. Microsoft open source this thing, because it's designed on 3D.js and behind the Angular modeling there. So Microsoft open source their visual gallery, their visual chart development. So anybody can contribute to create charts and publish on gallery on Power BI/visuals, or it can use just for their own organization. So like in these days, so many organizations, like a few days back, a very big name of mapping industry, I can say, biggest name, the Windows of mapping industry, Esri, ESRI, Esri. They are the king of mapping. Means if you're doing an MS in geography or GIS, you cannot complete your master's without learning these tools. So now they bring their expensive charts, their so depth analytic charts related to geography on Power BI. So they built all their charts for the Power BI now. So those videos are now available. That's amazing. And these things, the Power BI visuals create in a JavaScript. So if you have a JavaScript knowledge, if you work with a 3D JS3, so it's very easy for you to create a new visuals or a new experience. And I have some question here. I don't know. I just have a also.
Oh no, that is just audio related information, so you can continue. Yeah.
Second thing is this. So I see the visualization, and a large number of visualizations such as charts, filters, slicers, maps, KPIs, different type of visualization is available along with the Power BI, and also on a community gallery. So you can download so many stuff. That one of my favorite one, it's date slicer. Even Microsoft introduced their new date slicer, but honestly, the one date slicers that have on gallery, it is way much more better. You can filter by quarter, by monthly, by annually. So when you have to showcase some kind of key figures or some kind of data, that organizational data, some net asset values, or some kind of data that really matter to the financial teams, that they want to see them in a different dimension, from quarterly perspective, from annually perspective, or monthly perspective, and that particular slicer done a great job in this context. So that's one example. So I just highly recommend that you guys to go there and try those visuals, play those visuals, and see what new opportunities you can create with these visuals. Then it comes to reports. Reports can be created. One report can contain multiple pages, so it's not like a traditional report. So it's a very detailed report. So you can create a multiple pages in a single report, and in single data set as well. So you can just use lots of data sets, lots of data stuff in your reports, and you can create those wonderful charts and put in one place. And the things that really matter to you, the things that really valuable for you and you want to see quite often, so you can just pin them for the live charts or pin them on a dashboard, so you can easily stream them. Data sets. Power BI have different type of connections. So they have two major type of connections. One is a connection where they store the module inside the Power BI, and one model that's called a direct query. So in a direct query, they don't save the data; they directly just bind to the model which are existing analytic services. And other hand, you have the data inside the Power BI, and you have a capability to perform modeling on it with your DX function. If you want to craft your model, you want to just create a new dimensions, or you want to create a new measures, you want to create a new columns, and or more stuff like that. So dataset allow you to do these things, to modify all those things in your Power BI desktop, and once you publish it, it's available on your PowerBI.com. So inside your subscription. So, and you can configure lots of things. You can just the data sets, you can define the refresh time, how often my data set refresh if in case it's not direct query. So you say, okay, I refresh my data set after 50 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or once a week, once a day, based on what kind of data you're looking at. And you can schedule it. You can also configure that Power BI Natural Query allow to ask questions for my data set or not. Can I? There's a couple of more questions which kind of authentication this data connect for my own premises data sets. Connection with the gateways, which the gateway is going to connect to just reload the data. These kind of stuff is in data sets. Power BI Desktop. Power BI comes in 3 major flavors that I call usually. One is a web version that you go on the browser and type Power BI XYZ. I think so most of the guys already saw that one, but if in case you didn't see, so you go to your Office 365 subscription, and you can see wonderful Power BI icons. So if you're Office 365 user, so it's already tiled inside your workplace. And once you click it, you're under your dashboard. So this is my workplace. This is my Power BI workplace in a web. So you can also see this thing. Here you are. Don't copy. So this is what you get when you go to Power BI. And demo. These are my dashboards. You can see these are my dashboards, and you can see these are my reports. You can see there's a section of reports, the different reports. Earlier I talked to you about the different kind of date slider. So there's a custom date slider. You can see the quarterly. I can see the quarterly information if I want. I want to see annual information or monthly information. It's really allow me to just see my data where I want, and based on those filters, my information below works, so I can see the multiple variants and so many stuff. And I done some hat trick to just showcase multiple currency in it. So once I click it, so my all dimensions change and change the currency. So and I can see multiple charts, and I have filters here. So you can see that you can create a very phenomenal reports. So which area I want to use this data, what are the differences, and different presentation. If I like that particular page, I can pin for the live page. There are a couple of things that you can do with the Power BI web, and majorly what are the areas in Power BI app. You can see this area. This area is a working panel, and this area you can see that the two major important things to note. One is dashboard, one is Power BI reports, and third one your data sets. What are the dashboards? I already explained to you what are, and here you can also just share and do the basic settings. If you click on these small 3 icons, you can add new dashboards as much you want. And also here you have configuration options. So if you see, so many configuration options are here. So you can say quit inside of the dashboard, analyze in Excel, refresh, schedule, remove, rename, or anything that you want to do. On the top bar on a Power BI, so you have an option file, view, edit report, explore, refresh, and lifestyle. So view is basically just adjusting the current content area, the content report area. So I want to see much more actual area. So how I want to see my content area? Is it file? File is a place where actually give you the access over this particular report. It's a particular file that you uploaded on a Power BI. So I can define a save as, so it will create a new report for me or new complete Power BI file, so I can create a more reports or version something, or I can download that one. I can also download my reports now. Previously it's not available, so it's only in a preview, so it's recently launched. So if I create something on my desktop and I upload it to Power BI service, so later on, if I don't have that file, so I can directly down from a service. I can download from a service, and I can print from here. We also have our option for publish for web. We need to talk later about it. On top, we have some other features on the top on the right hand side. This feature is basically showing you the more setting options here. This feature majorly showing you the other notifications. This feature showing you all the downloads. Download for your mobile apps, download for your Power BI desktop, gateways, and everything. All the links are here, so you can put in download. These two are for feedbacks and help, and this one is me for your profile. So you can see here you can download Power BI desktop, Excel Publisher, Excel Analyze updates, and more information, mobile versions. And here you can see your content page, view content pack, admin portal, manage gateway settings, and manage codes. And here are the notifications. So lucky I don't have any notification today. On the right hand side, we have a filter panels. If you have defined any filter or based on charts or which kind of visualization you selected or which kind of data you put on it, you can see the multiple filters here, and you can do perform filters. And remember one thing, we are in a web. So Power BI also allow me to modify my reports. So I will click on edit button and allow modify or change my reports. So you can see once I click on edit, it automatically shows me the visualization panel. Let me just put you here. Visualization panel, and you can see a couple of charts are there. That's the Usama one, the new one I'm talking about. I talked a moment ago, and these are your tables from your data sets. And you can still have a complete same experience. You can drag and drop. You can also have capability to do much more, but it's not like you can create a new same experience what you used to do on your desktop, but it is very, very similar. So if you have something small on the go and you say, okay, my reports are something different, I want to change small thing, and so what I do, I have to go and open my desktop and modify. No, you can go in Power BI web and modify. So that's how it look like on what I call on browser. And little shots, I'll show you a little bit about the schedule. Refresh it. So if I show you the schedule options, so you can see the data set. If you come on data set, so it will give a couple of options: that connection secure, was credentials that you store for the connections, gateways connected, refresh scheduling, and if you want to integrate with the Cortana, so you allow this thing to access by the Cortana, so you have to check this option here. So these are the major basic information about it. And the Power BI desktop, okay, I have to show you the Power BI desktop, and let's see if I have any demo today for Power BI desktop.
So,
yeah, please,
Usama, so just one question we got, like, what is the difference between reports and dashboard you just now showed?
Okay, I'll explain you in a second.
Okay.
So second, I'll explain you. Just I'm trying to open one report that I can showcase, and Power BI apps. No, Power Apps, Power BI. Okay, guys. I will going to explain you what the difference between reports and charts and reports and dashboards in one moment. I got the question. I'm just going to explain you one of the most important part is, of course, this one. Yep. You know, it is one of most comprehensive application for Power Apps, Power BI. And honestly speaking, I want to call it Power BI Studio, but I don't know why Microsoft call it Power BI Desktop. But in future, I hope they're going to call it Power BI Studio. That's my suggestion for them. It makes much more sense. But till today, it's Power BI Desktop. So it is a most richer version of Power BI that you can get it. So in this area, you can find three options. On the left-hand side, you can see the charts, the tables, and the relationship view. So I'll show you. These are chart view that we can say report view. These are the table view. You can see the table of data, what your data you have. I just fetch my LinkedIn contacts. And if I have multiple tables, so I can create relationships, so I can get a much more interactive data. These are my all fields. here I have my charts. So if I drag and drop any charts, and I don't know what any field, showcase the data, anything. Okay. So you can see that just drag and drop. I can just play with it. I don't need to do a complete science to create a chart. So I just drag and drop field for my data set, and and I have some advanced option for the drill down if I'm an advanced pro user, so I can configure those. And by little training I can also do. But if I want to make my dashboard or my reports much more beautifuler, I can really design in a way like a custom made design. You can say we have a contest to design reports on Power BI community, and some of the guys done an unbelievable job. This is like they created dashboards like designer dashboard. You can say it's a dashboard from Louis Vuitton or something like that. So, and on the top, this is one more important thing. You can search your entities here and do the all labeling here. It's very familiar from online. Here's the difference. Here you can find the almost 4 or 5 tabs based on selection what you made, but the majorly 3 tabs: home, view, and modeling. Modeling allowed to create a new measures that only you can do here. And it allows you to new columns, new tables, table based on your existing data, so you can create a new tables. That's really amazing that I use a lot, because SharePoint is very poor in a relational databases, relational structure and query. So I usually import my modules in Power Apps, create my modeling here, and create a more relationship with my data here, and really craft my data the way I want to see it, work on it, and then create a beautiful chart. So that's impossible to do in SharePoint. If I do in SharePoint, it will be a huge performance issues for me. So that's a big plus point from a SharePoint developer perspective. And now they have a great, so you can just do stuff like that here. But you can see in this particular application, you cannot find dashboards. So dashboards are only available either on a universal app of Windows or Android, iOS app, or in a browser. It's not available in desktop application. Once you've done it, you have to click on publish button, and once you click on, and you also have publish button here. So once you click on publish button, it will ask you for the credentials, and it's going to publish into Power Apps. It means Power Apps on a go. Difference between a dashboards and reports. Okay, reports are basically defined by the data sets, and it can be from one data set, and it can be only from one data set, and it is very much consist of one report or model, complete big model. But sometimes I have some KPIs or something that I want to see on my dashboard, and I want to see a specific visual or specific configuration visuals, means some like a last valuation of one company or something like that, or anything that can just work for me. So I can just put it there. So these things really create a difference. In the dashboards, you can, hold a second, my dashboard is not coming. I did not add something. So in a dashboard, I can add tiles, I can add lots of new stuff here, the videos, the text, and these dashboard can accessible on my mobile phone, and these desktop are much more aligned. It can give me a notification and alerts, and dashboards are something that give me a whole view, a complete view. Reports are for the more detailed perspective. Reports are more constructive perspective, and I cannot create dashboard. I can just print charts from reports. So important stuff inside your reports that you want to see in a one single dashboard. For suppose I have a 7 charts in a 10 different reports, and I want to see 3 of them every time. These 3 charts are really important to me. So and 3 charts are specific for this. It's really mean to me, and I'm going to pin that one in my dashboard, so I can just see that what's the sales information, the sales target are meeting or not. So very high level information, and when it comes to reports, it's more detailed information, more connected information, and and whenever you click on any dashboard or show me my content, show me all content, archive content. Is our archive content. Oh, it disappeared something. I misclicked. So in a second we will come back. No need to worry about it. Power BI have a okay, yes. So you can see this. These are the dashboards that are created, and even if you pin some chart in your dashboard and you delete that particular report, chart will not remove, chart will stay there, and the condition that time that you pin the chart will remain in the same condition. Second most important thing, you can ask questions from your dashboard. You can ask about questions. Report from a down, I just say I don't know, going to fetch it or not. So you can ask questions from in the natural language query, which you cannot, or I can say, which you cannot do in reports. And it's a collection. You can have a 17 or 13 reports, but you have only a few charts or few KPIs which are really important for you. So you care only about those. So you can just pin those charts and KPIs here, and on a mobile phone, it will give you a much more better experience than reports. So report is something for the details, and chart is something for the specified visual or specified KPI that you want to see every time to get the high level overview. So here, this one, okay, this is basic Power BI, and we also have a streaming data sets for the live data sets, and we don't have here any. Yes. If you need more clarification, I'm happy to explain you more, but that of what you can say for the dashboard, majorly it's more about from some specific values, some special important things that we interact on. Okay, this is one example. This is one example how beautiful charts and dashboards or reports you can create for your is this one? Yes. I'm going to show you something. Okay. This is the data that I published some time ago, and I'm trying to see that it is the same one. Okay. I need to plug my laptop. Wait, you see this dashboard, this particular chart? I don't know where the last one goes. Okay. Web demo. I have 3 of them. I want to show one of them that is really nice. I think it's this one. Okay, you can see this one. And I just try to create this chart for one of the biggest real estate company in Pakistan. They create big cities. So you can see the information. So you can see what happened, how many plots they sell in the last 3 days, last 5 days, and very interactive charts, and it's combined with their themes. So it's look like very colorful and very nicely. So whenever you're creating charts and dashboards or reports, please pay attention to your color schemes. There are lots of sites on the internet. Go there and download their color schemes and follow their patterns. That really help you to create a much more better visualization effects. So this is the one thing that I like to show you, and examples of custom charts, custom visualization a little more, because I think so it's not the main area that we're going to cover today. Majorly we're going to talk more about the Power Apps embedded. So this is the general overview of Power BI desktop application. I hope so. I give you some nice overview. And now we're going to talk more about the embedded stuff. So Power BI also introduced a REST API initially, so you can access the REST API. Now they offer an embedded API. So they have a 2 APIs. So when you're working with the Power BI, please do not get confused. What's a REST API? REST API can access your files from your components from your Power BI application. And another way, you can access this thing from Azure Management Workspace. We're going to talk in a later on. So what's the Power BI embedded? Bring data to your life inside your app with Power BI embedded. So that's the title. So you have an app, you have a data, you need dashboards, you need graphs, and you need to showcase them much more betterly, because to visualize anything, to see anything in a big picture or with it's with a better effect, or when you have just a table or data format. So you can create interactive reports. I've shown you how you can download the Power BI desktop and create drag and drop, and how much good things you can do. You can have so many connections. You can see the large list of connections are here, so you can select Facebook, SAP HANA, Salesforce, SharePoint, Office 365, IBM databases, script servers, and even you can use now the R language for working with the big data and many more stuff. Once you're done with the report, you publish to Power App service or either in Azure Workspace separately, and use Power App API, back those code inside your solution, and you're good to go. And you don't need anything else. So Power App demo, we need to do a demo here. Then we're going to go more into detail in it. Demo time. So here's the demo. This is a Power BI. This is the one of the Power BI solution that we have, and it's the one report that we hosted on Azure. And I'd like to explain you a couple of things here. If you want to work with the Power BI embedded, so you have three options. One option is this, that you work with the Power BI REST API. Another option is you go to Power BI. Where's Power BI? I'll show you. You go to the Power BI website and publish for web. Oh, what happened? Come on, showcase main faster. Sorry for delay. Its internet is not that good that it's supposed to be. You guys are lucky, and I just the internet is straight on fantastic there. I saw that. Okay, here we are in our one basic report, and if we want to use this report inside our application, so we have two options. So one, either we're going to use this report with the Power App embedded API, or either we can use call Power BI publish for web. If you want to go publish for web, you go here and you click on this icon. Okay. So once you click it, it will give you the embedded code and it will generate it. But there are some limitations are here. If you work with it, it cannot work with the direct query. So all the direct query connections will not work because there's no authentication there, because it's just an iframe that will open separately in your app. So you can use this URL and create your own iframe, or you can just download this embedded code for iframe and embed in your HTML. So, and I'm going to just show you how this is going to be work here. Come on. Come on. Yeah. So I don't know why it's not copying. Let's do copy. Yes. So you see, it created a long string with the view ID and it's published for web. And by the way, it do not have any kind of other authentication or authorization requirement here. So be careful what you're going to share and what you're going to share on the web, because if anybody have this link, he or she do not need any kind of authentication to view your data. So it can be a data breach for you. So when you use a Power App for web, be careful and understand what you're doing. Administrators can off these features for their tenants and for their users under their tenant settings. And if you have a very high compliance, if you're dealing with data sensitivity, so please be careful with this feature. and you can see here, but here you cannot play too much. Here you can see you cannot. If I want to embed this page inside my software, and want to fill based on entity selection. For suppose I select one company inside my software and I want this charts to be filtered based on that company, I cannot do this because this API does not support me in this sense. And it also does not work with the row level security, because obviously there is no authentication, so based on which technique is going to be do a row level security. So you see that one pros and cons. The pros is this, that you use a Power BI service, you don't need to pay anything for the Azure or anything extra. It's very fast, very easy, you can create with more better experience and all the good stuff. But on the other hand, we have a REST API that we can use, that one that obsoleted almost now. And third option, and the most convenient option, is Power BI embedded that we're talking today. In the Power BI embedded, you can see it's my ASP.NET application. It's running on Azure at the moment. And you see, it's my pure ASP.NET HTML page. And in this application, I can do lots of stuff. I can play with my report. I can play my report. I can just pass the parameter inside my report. I can do lots of things with my report. And second thing, you can see it's embedded inside my application, so I don't need to go on the Power App. I don't need to worry about to go anywhere else. It's automatically loaded inside my app. So tomorrow I'm running build some kind of CRM, or I'm working with some kind of ERP application or some kind of billing application, and where I want to show the charts which is interactive up with my visuals or my controls of my application, I can do it. So you can see that I have a couple of applications here. You can see this couple of pages here. And I want to get the report ID. So I click on it, and you can see from this iframe, I get the ID. And I want to toggle the screen, full screen, and yes. This button is usually supposed to be here when you use the Power BI embedded or Power BI web. So I'm doing this thing by code. These are my custom, if I go there, these are my custom buttons. These are my HTML custom buttons that I created. Okay, and these can be your application buttons based on some events what you want to do, and you want to print a report. You can open another print section, so it will be print for you because it's an iframe, so it should be in a much more better manner. So it only load that particular area. You can see. So you see this thing that Power BI embedded give you the capability to interact with the reports through JavaScript to faster way without loading it, and it makes this complete service as a part of your application, so it's really merged in that in your system, and it creates a great experience. Some of the great companies are using Power Apps. One of them, I know them, it's called Nentex. It's one of the leading third-party workflow provider in SharePoint world. Means they have a great workflows, and they have a large number of products, and all those products are really great, and the company is doing such a good job. So what they decided for their customers, they want to give them all the reports and all the things with Power BI embedded, so they can see the usage and everything, how much they're using for their billing on or other information what they collect from their workflows through Power Apps. So through Power BI embedded, and they embedded this thing in their application, so it doesn't look like it's in the Power Apps, look like their application, and nobody can say, oh, it's using Power Apps, because it's given a very embedded and very connected experience. I'll show you another example. And I'll show you the code, and I'll show you how can you start with it. And also, I'm going to talk about the licensing stuff as well. I know you guys are a bit worried about it. So the report embedded is chosen by the user retailer. So I just embedded, click on it. So you can see this thing here. I just reset it, and I click on embedded. So dynamically it embed. It is not embedded by default, because if you put a URL, it's embedded by default. It's loaded. You cannot change that one. Here might be you have 7 or 6 reports, and you want to show them from a drop down or some other specs, other options. So you can see that how it can work. So when I click on it, then it loads the report. So it doesn't load by default. So it's also good for the page management. Custom navigation. One of my favorite is the filters. I'm going to show you the filters. Then later on I can show you the code for the filters as well. So custom navigation. As I show you that this report consists multiple pages and multiple pages. So that means I want to show them a multiple pages, but sometimes I don't want to show them in a report because look ugly in the bottom, and might be my user don't want to see that representation, and or I have some functionality or some kind of authentication I can guess I have that I don't want to show some section to some part of my some of departments. So, and it's important for me for the navigator better navigation experience, so I can just do it from here. So you can see it's jQuery buttons. It's outside the report and it's navigating reports inside the Power Apps. And how quickly, how fast, without refreshing. See. So all of the components that were previously inside the Power App, Power, I don't know why I'm saying, I keep saying Power Apps, Power BI. Now you can also use those components. You can also those stuff. But remember one thing: this is from iframe. This is an iframe. It's loading in an iframe for you. So you're passing everything through this API to interact with this iframe and get the all response and all that stuff, which is previously almost impossible, or people lots wish about it that we can do something like that, because previously we can only just embed from web, and it is not so good for so many reasons. But this experience is really phenomenal, and I wish Microsoft work on more upon that one, and I can able to fetch a single element from a report in future. We have the REST API from a dashboard, but I want Microsoft to just allow us to just get a single tile, and I can put those tiles in wherever I want. Let's see more about it. Another that say my personal favorite is the custom filters. Whenever ISVs and the companies are working with their applications, so many times due to the navigation and other conditions, we want to load a report based on some filters, predefined filters. Like if I navigate on company evolution, so I want to see the data of evolution only. I don't want to see the data of all of my companies. Might be there's some information when I create a report, it gives me the slice on the right hand side, and it says, okay, you can see the report of all companies, but I don't want to see the all companies data inside evolution tab. Inside, when I click on evolution in some CRM or some ERP or some kind of workflow system, I want to see the specific data of connected entity, so I can define predefined filters. Previously, we request a lot on forums that we can pass through the filters, because if you remember the SSRS time, SQL Server Reporting Services, we can able to pass parameters through URL, through API, through different perspectives. So now here the answer. We can filter. We have predefined filters. So you can select the column, hierarchy, define the table name, and you can just see what filter you want, all the basic filter and or query, and what the first value, second value. So you can define complete list of the filter. Once you click on add filter, you can add dynamic filters, refresh report. So these are the sections that are going to be generated. These means once you click on this one, it will generate this this JSON notation, that you need to pass to your report, and these are also based on what kind of data you are using. So this is something very important that you need to see based on a reports element that you named, name of your variables inside your reports. So based on that, you create and you pass this collection to reports through a JavaScript API or AngularJS, whatsoever API you chose it. I'll show you some demo. So let's see. Okay, this one, and predefined filters, reload. I click on reload, and now I'm going to remove a page label filter. I say remove the page label filter, and now I say remove the, why it's not removed? Predefined filters. Okay, sorry. You see, when I click remove all filters, page label filters, I say predefined filters. So some of the filters you can say that name that contain direct. stores that contain direct, show them. There is some predefined filter that whenever my report loads, I want my report to be filtered on that particular parameter. So I can define some predefined parameters. So I click on it, and you can say my all dashboards without refreshing, it just changed. It understands that I give them some kind of stuff. And I have other reports, so I can just see overview reports, and you see I'm just playing with the filters, the page level filters, and I'm defining more filters. And these controls are JavaScript controls. They are jQuery based bootstrap. So you can imagine the new opportunities what you can create with this. Your application have tons of data. Your applications are collecting data on a daily basis. If you're, regardless what kind of work you're doing, might be you're working with some CRM, some kind of service application, some kind of internal billing application, some kind of HR solution. It can be on C#, it can be on desktop application, it can be on web application, or something you're collecting from mobile phone, or you are working with some kind of third-party tool provider. You want to see what's the usage of your tools, or your company website have some details about the marketing campaign. So there are many possibilities that you can create with Power Apps, Power BI, and use this Power BI greatness in your app without doing a massive code, without working with the JavaScript, advanced JavaScript and 3D modeling and all the stuff. You just put it there. You don't need to worry about the data security. You don't need to worry about the data management, data performance. You see how charts are working very fast, how interactive, and Microsoft continuously development, and it's quite affordable as well. I think so. I sell it for today. So this is one of the ones. So data selection section. So there I'm showing you a couple of scenarios that you can get a much better idea from a demo perspective. So here you are. If I select that one, that's the amazing thing. You'll see the data event occur here, and it say the sales of the year. And if I click on that particular element, it should reflect me here. You see this one? You see the visuals? So those visuals allow me to create some kind of my filters, my application. For suppose I have some AngularJS grid below that one in this area, and when I want, whenever anybody click on chart, it's going to filter my data. So I want to show them a filtered record set here that comes from my table, from my application. And based on those amazing filters, it works with me. So I click here, it's going to immediately, okay, filter down. So it can create such a great experience, and it's so embedded. It's like, yes, it is my application. It's really a thick API. It's really give me an advantage, whatever I would do. So you can capture the events, you can capture the controls, you can perform the filters, you can perform a predefined filters, you can control the navigation through this API, you can define a settings of the update settings. So that settings means that panel will be there, filter panel or not, the navigation will be shown or not. So these kind of stuff that you, from your code. And when any developer get access of API with the code, it create unlimited possibilities. It's based on what imagination he has. So Microsoft done such a good job, I think, so on this particular node, the Power BI apps. So I'm going back to my presentation, and if you have any questions, please shoot me out or just note it down with my buddy. So Power BI embedded concept is, again, I just classify you what things you need to do. If you want to use this kind of Power BI experience, you cannot use Power BI service inside Power BI. You need to host your file. You need to host your Power desktop file, Power BI desktop file inside Azure Workspace, separate isolated workspace that we're going to manage inside Azure. So you go to the Azure. I will going to shoot the link below on my Twitter after this session. You can step by step how you can create the workspace. Workstation of workspace is a little tricky. You do not have an interface to create it. So there are two steps. One, you go in Azure portal, find a Power Apps. And let me showcase if I possible. Azure. We all love Azure, and some time ago I never thought that I will say that one day that I love Azure. Now we live in Azure, don't have any other option. Now IT1 is so cloudy. It used to be sunny. Just a second. It's just authenticating. I'm going to show where you can just. Okay. Come on. Power BI. Oh, sorry, guys. Yes. Here you are. So you search like that. I used to like that. I don't know if it's right way or not, but it works for me. So this is you select you search the Power BI workspace. You select the subscription that you have, whatever the subscription you want to do it, and you click on Add button. Come on faster. You type the name of your demo. For suppose, click on create a resource group, existing resource group, configure demo, jQuery, Power BI. That's also this one. And standard price into desktop. Okay, create new. What happened? Okay, demo Power BI and something wrong. Demo Power App. Okay, you fine. Okay, that's fine. So you define the name and workspace, and you click on create. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to show you the tool. Here's a tool. Yes. So does it created or not? What happened? Yes. So it's creating in behind. We're not going to wait for that one. It's creating in behind. So here's a tutorial. You note down this thing. Let's tweet it here. Don't wait for that one. I'll tweet for you. Just everybody who follow me, if you want to know that Power BI embedded, so you can just download this one. I just tweeted here, so on the you can go there and download this one. Follow this link. So you go there, you create this particular workspace. You find these ID, and there's a key there, subscription ID and ID. Then you have, that's the tricky part. You create your Power BI desktop file, PPBX file. With your Power BI desktop application, you create your report and dashboards whatsoever you want to create it. By the way, it only works with the direct UV connection. It does not work with the on-premise data sets, so it only works with the live connection. So if you want to use the desktop data sets, it will not work. So you have to use Azure SQL Server or something like that. But that's not a big deal. In future, they're going to support that one as well. So then you will download one application from GitHub and pass a couple of commands. And in these commands, you are good to go to run your apps inside the your workspace. So you want to upload that one, so there are commands to upload or yes, you can see here. So this is the subscription ID, you will get it, and Power App, more information about the Power App. So this ID you need, I'm going to show you the app as well. Okay, GitHub. Where is the GitHub? Okay, yes, here's the GitHub. So once you've done that one, so you have to go to Power App site. You note down this URL as well. Power Apps. This is a repository for JavaScript sample and library there. And here are the links how you can use the CPLI code, CLI code, Azure CLI. These are the two packets that allow you to upload your desktop file to Azure Workspace and use those reports from your workspace. Means if you publish those your Power BI file to Power BI service on the PowerBI.com, it will not work with the Power BI embedded. For Power BI embedded, you must have to upload this file in Azure Workspace. So this is a tool that works. They created two packets, one with the Node and one with the C#. I think so. So you can use both of them. They also have a CLI package with Azure and PowerShell. So these two packets are for the uploading and creating Power App workspace inside Azure. So follow both links. Anyone that you like. Azure one, it's very simple, so you can just go through over it, install that link, and it will give you the step-by-step tutorial that how you can upload your file to Power Apps. Here you are. It's complete information. It's kind of desktop application. You run it, parameters, you pass it, and it's good to go. Let's back to our presentation again. So I explained you go to Azure subscription, put it there. So inside your workspace, your endpoint, your admin user, your keys, your credential, your geolocation, and tags are there. Inside one workspace collection, you can have multiple workspaces. So in one space, one work report dash one data sets and tags, and you have that link of the report, and then you can use this thing with the JavaScript API to just pass those report to load the report, and then you can perform all kind of operations that I shown you earlier. Author interactive report without writing any code, and chose a modern visualization out of the box customization without building a solution from scratch. These are the advantages what you can get from Power Apps. So it's creating interactive solutions. So you don't need to, because when we are working on any enterprise application as an ISV or something, we have to focus on our domain. If we're going to lose our focus or work on something else, like working with a BI solution or build our own BI solution, it will divert us from our goals. So our goals is sometimes to build a better workflow application, some better CRM, some better ERP application, some better service application. And this application, we need these kind of modern dashboards, we need modern reports, and that we can modify, update on a regular basis, and play with and interact with our code. So Power BI is one of the great solutions which can help us to achieve these tasks. Power BI desktop, I already explained it. I'm not going to deep again in it. Direct query is something that like a live data streaming that's in your Azure warehouse, Azure data SQL warehouse. So you can perform your all modeling, you connect it with your all data sets without moving a data. You can directly perform direct query, build virtualization based on your data set. So that direct query is there. But when using Power BI web publishing means from a Power BI service, this feature is not available. So create a report I already shown you, and let's show you some API perspective. So here you have an app, you have a REST API, and you have a Azure Manager API. So Azure, and below that one you have a Power BI embedded and Azure. So both of them are supporting. So here you can see that Azure Resource Manager is working separately with this resource management of Azure, and in bottom we have a Power BI where the service that interact with Azure live inside Azure. And for the data layer, we have SQL Server Azure, we have SQL Server Data Warehousing, we have now SQL Server Analytics Services as well, and SQL Server Spark with the HD data, so data insights. So we have lots of data options there for the interact with our reports. We have a lot of programming options as well. So you can see that the big view of API perspective and surface of the API. Power BI APIs. Power BI API is Power BI API.powerbi.com beta collection and workspace. So this is how Power BI API works. So define your workspace. Can we get your this presentation anytime? I'm going to upload that one on somewhere. I think so. What's the site called where we upload the presentations? Docs.com or something with a LinkedIn. I will upload there and share link on my Twitter. Just follow there. So this is you define how you define your API that collection and work with the REST. So it's when you're working with the Power BI app REST API and get post methods. So workspace with the get methods and post methods and import methods. So you can pass the parameters along with that one. You can get the data sets. You can delete your data sets. You can define endpoints, and you can define it. But this is a perspective of API, perspective of Power BI service, not Power BI embedded that we shown earlier. And this is a Power BI embedded code. You can see that embedded code load the item, load the parameters, and then it passes it through. So on an action, app token, app button for the authentication. When in a Power BI app embedded, it's a little different, and Power BI REST API is a little different. So how it works: user claim the token from app or authenticated provider permission or an app key. It can be from anywhere, and then it goes to the report, and the report validate the token and return you the result back, and it will remain for the 5 minutes at least. So, and report is there. So you can see the complete idea that how embedded works. So you have a token can be from a different perspective, from a permission, from API key or from a user. Then it goes to the workspace check the API key report and the workspace, then it send you the report. And it is valid for the, because each request, this token goes inside the Power BI service and validated. So this token is valid for some time, and you need to validate again. Deployment. So you can Azure service for data and storage. You can deploy in SQL Server DB, Document DB, blob storage, and you can see the couple of more options. And it's adding day by day. So I would recommend you to go on Power BI side and check the Azure services, which are a complete array there. So they're adding day by day. Analytics. Power BI embedded. You can use that the way you want. You can use in a data lake analytics. You can use a data lake store, insight store, and stream analytics. Internet of Things can also connect with us in the same manner. If you're working with the IoT devices and or something like that, machine learning kind of stuff, you can still use the components in the Power BI and publish to your app. And Azure Management allow you to with the multi-factor authentication and authorization that it can make your application much more secure and much more better if you're working with a REST API. Oh, here we comes. Money, 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 because it's always come to this point. Is it free or not? Okay, yes, is it free? How much free is now? It was 1,000. Previously it was 1,000. Now it is 2,000. If you go to embedded.powerbi.com, okay, I think so. It's a link for embedded.powerbi.com. Come on. I don't think so. It's a link. Okay, I'll share the information later. So now it's a 2,000 sessions. I'm going to explain you what session means. And session means when you load a report first time, it counts you a single session, and one session remains for the 90 seconds. And anybody refresh your page, means if you go like I have this report. Where my report goes? Come on. Where's my report? No, come on there. This is, if I'm toggling and I'm playing this one, it will not count as a session. But if I refresh my page, it counts as a session. If I navigate to the next page and it load data from my Power BI app service or my Power BI embedded service, it will count as a session. So 2,000 plus sessions. I mean, 2,000 sessions are free. If your application consumes 2,000 sessions a day, a 2,000 session a day, so Microsoft will not going to charge you anything. If your session increase that amount of that threshold of 2,000, then $2.5, it's reduced a little bit, $2.5 for 2,000K rendering sessions. So means you can buy just for the $2, you can buy 2,000 sessions. Means honestly speaking, on a very large applications, where you have a large number of users, then you can get somebody going to see your report 2,000 times in a day. So in a small medium-sized application, it's almost free. But if you have a very large-scale application, or you have something like a SaaS application, so which can be consumed by the many users, so it's affordable price to get that much goodness. User query, it also caches on a browser and a Power BI service, and your data is accessed here. So whenever you refresh it, it renders based on that one. These are the these are the important links that I need to show. These are the important links that you need to see, and if you want to take a screenshot or something, please feel free to click on it, and you can download the Power BI samples, and all the important links I put it in there, and you can just download and you're good to go. Okay, another thing, I'm going to showcase you a couple of my last demos, then we will just summarize this session. Note down this website. I'll just stay for the while. The GitHub.io Power BI -JavaScript demo code index. So if you have embedded Power BI and you want to play with those tools, so these are the CLI tools that allow you to upload your Power BI file in Azure Workspace. Once you upload in your workspace and it's ready to go, you can get the app token, you can get the URL of the embedded report and ID of the report, and click on next. So you can play with your report inside this online Play Store or in your playground. But if you do not have that thing, you do not have workspace and you don't want to do it, you just want to see how the JavaScript going to work, you just click on an embedded sample report. It's available for all. It's not available, or this information is not available anywhere on the Microsoft website, but I'll share the link. If you guys want to use that one, feel free. So here the link, you can see, and here the link for your embedded Power BI app. Here the report ID, which report ID I want to load it, and I click on a run. And it will be going to upload my report. Ta-da! Report is here, and I'm going to showcase you what the code is inside. So that's the code inside. Here's the app. Here's the access token. Here's the URL for the report. Here's the embedded ID for the report embedded, and these are the configuration options that I passed. That navigation tool. What are these configuration options you can find here? I can just show you that. What kind of configuration options and that you can pass through this API, and here is a complete detail. What configuration options you can pass this for the predefined setting, for the navigation, how the report should look like, and these are complete options is available, and complete list of stuff. Again, it's under GitHub Power BI JavaScript. You have to click on a wiki link. Okay, you have to click on wiki. And you see, I created this variable of power config and passed some parameters that I want to load it. And what's the type of my stuff? This type is very important. Sometimes it's class to be sure that what you're doing is the right. Then here this is my container where I'm going to load the Power Apps, and here I'm calling the Power BI API. You can see this one. I call a Power BI API and my report container. This is the name of my report container. You see that I just get this value and my configuration. So what configuration I want for the load this report and which container I want to load. So on this container I can apply Bootstrap as well. Okay, you have to download Bro or npm package. Once you download the Bro or npm package, you have to initiate the npm package, and you have to initiate only one dependency for HTTP server that you can just pass through in your command, and it will create the Bro is something like an npm package manager. It's very similar with the npm, but it creates a very nice folder structure, because it's going to be, if you're working with your application, it's going to be client-side application, so it should be look alike much better. And by passing this command in the Bro, it will going to download our API from web and install inside your directory, and a client-side directory with a Bootstrap. And if you don't want a Bootstrap, use this line of code with your node command or commander, whatsoever the command line code you like to use. And once you download it, you can see it will going to add something like this. You see this JavaScript is jQuery is downloaded here, and another one is Power BI. So Power BI is these are the TypeScript files, and if I go under stores, so these are the other files. So these are Power BI files. So I can use this particular JS file for connecting, loading JavaScript Power BI API. That's basically an API file. Another one, if I go for the Power BI client, so this is the third BI client that allow us to just do more manipulation. So these are the three APIs. Once you just pass this command, so these three folders automatically created, and it same structure. I just do it on a purpose before time to save us a little time. And show you the some sample piece of code, and this sample is running in a cloud. You can see here. Where it go? Where am I? Okay. So you see, and I'll show you a couple of more that how. If you want to get the report ID, might be you have a multiple reports and you want to get the multiple reports, so in which report you are. So you can see this is the report ID, match something. You want to get the specific page, so you can get the specific page with specific section that you want to load it, or what pages you already load in this API. So based on that thing, might be you have some condition to show some kind of section, some kind of navigation below. Sorry. So you can set also the page that, okay, whenever I just click on that button, go to that specific page of the report. So I'm going to show that how you can do it. Here is the change event. You see that how the event registered on report is the change event registered. So whenever the event report tails, so it's going to log the page name. And on the top you have a event receiver here, and we set the page section 2. So we said the section 2 is result on that one. So I run it, it will automatically go into the section 2. You see the section 2, it's not selected previously. Now I just pass through in this area. Each documentation is available for each function. I'm just trying to showcase you what are the options, what are the code should be localized. Set predefined filters. Filters are very important. You need to understand the schema. You go on Power BI filters on a github.com. This is a link. So understand the filter and what a schema filter is offered, what a filter name and what's the schema name inside that, and based on the schema you can define a predefined filter to load a specific report. It can be target on a table, which table is this, which column you want to filter, which kind of logical operator you want to apply, so all end is basic or it's advanced. So you can define that one. So I just see this one. Here we define a product, the basic schemas, and we say the table name is store, so filter the store table, and column name is chain, and we say the command operator is in, and we define the value is linces. So filter all the linces are in this one. Once I click on that one, it will only show me the reports of one specific area. And later on, and if you see the below, it's almost the same stuff, nothing fancy. I click on a run, and you see that it start moving, and it's changed. It's showing me only the data of one specific filtered store. It's not a data of all filters. You see this one that we filtered. It's not for the all stores. Now it's for a specific store. So define the parameter there. And print that I shown. If you want to remove filter, you want to see suppose all options that might be on some place in your software. You want to say I don't want to see the any filter. I just want to see the all things. So you can say the get all filter and just don't apply the filter here. Just use this basic code. And so without any filter, you can see that it automatically remove all filters in below. You see the change. I hope so you see that the change. When I click, it just move the visuals. Update settings. So when I click that one, you notice that specifically that filter box is gone. That filter box is not showing. So if I show you, you can see this content area is. We passed this new setting. All of those options are available in GitHub with a complete documentation and what parameter you pass to achieve what, which type of task. And here I say the filter panel false. That means I don't want to see the filter panel. And previously the filter panel was here, and now there's no filter panel. So my user cannot apply any filter on it. So I have a control over my report. I want to reload the report because of some of scenario, or sometimes it will crash also. I want to give this thing, or I want to use some of my applications that like a SharePoint also have one option. You can just maximize the screen or maximize the browser. So, and I want to create a one button in my UX, in my application, in my UX for the full screen. So full screen. Exit from full screen, I have option, but mostly escape box. So this is some basic level of API and code. I shown you some basic level of commands. I shown you the GitHub API. I shown you that you can achieve it. I hope so you have a good idea how you can start it. And for start it, you need to just define. I just defined something wrong here. It's not like that. See, you have to define the right columns. You just define these three libraries and this simple code with a sample report, and you can create a similar application what I created. So I hope so. I like the session, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. And thank you.
Hey, sure, Usama. Thank you for being a leader and integral part of the global Power BI, and really useful session, and definitely people like it. We extend it a little bit, 20-30 minutes more, because we really like what you are showing us. And definitely this session is recorded, and we are going to put this session on YouTube and send the link to everyone. So I will get back to you for the presentation so that we will put it there also. And this is really useful information. Thank you. Thanks a lot for all the presentations, demo, and all your energy.
Thanks. I'm really honored, and thank you for for everyone, and keep the community rocking. And I hope so see more community leaders from global, and we see some more international events. Thank you guys thank you everyone for inviting me, and I hope to see you soon again with some more better content and some more fun.
Sure.
Thank you. Have a good. I don't know what time there is, and now we have a 1 p.m. So good night from my side. If you're afternoon, so good afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. Yeah. Thank you also. Thanks.